A Mother's Jar of Dreams. In a peaceful Vietnamese countryside village, where morning sunlight weaved gently through bamboo groves and rooftops of red clay, and the soft drone of cicadas drifted through the air like forgotten lullabies, a mother and her son lived in a modest home on the edge of the rice fields. Theirs was a simple life. No luxury, no extravagance, but it was filled with quiet warmth, small joys, and a love that did not need to speak its name. The boy's name was Thor. At just 10 years old, Thor had the wonder of a dreamer in his eyes. While other children ran wild through the fields or sat huddled over games, Thor was often at his little wooden desk by the window, drawing. Again and again he drew the same thing, a red electric scooter. Each sketch was a little different, some with a bigger front basket, others with streamers on the handlebars, sometimes a helmet resting on the seat, but always it was red. Always it was full of motion and possibility. To Thor, the scooter wasn't just a toy, it was a key to freedom, to adventure, to the thrill of feeling the wind against his face as he zipped down the narrow village lanes. It was his symbol of growing up, of becoming someone who could go out into the world on his own two wheels. His mother never asked him why he drew it so often. She didn't tease or dismiss his wish. She simply watched, quietly, tenderly, as her son added drawing after drawing to the growing collection taped to the wall. And one morning, while folding his sketch and slipping it into his school bag, he mumbled under his breath, "One day, I'll ride it to school myself." That was the moment something shifted in her. She didn't tell him. She didn't make promises she wasn't sure she could keep. But that very day, after walking Thor to school and watching him disappear behind the old green gates, she turned back toward home with a new sense of purpose. At home, she changed into her faded Ao Baba, the same set she had mended again and again over the years, tied on her apron, and made her way to the ramen shop where she worked. The shop was small, tucked into the corner of the market street. It was hot in the kitchen. The steam clouded her glasses. Her hands were always busy, chopping, stirring, ladling broth into bowls, and yet she never rushed. She made each bowl of ramen as if it were meant for someone she loved. At the end of each shift, when the kitchen was finally quiet and her feet ached from standing all day, she'd take a portion of her pay, sometimes only a few crumpled bills, and tuck it into a small glass jar hidden beneath the kitchen cabinet. On that jar, she had carefully written a label in red ink. "Se Taiga Cho Thor." Scooter for Thor. Time passed. Weeks turned into months. Sometimes the jar filled quickly. Other times, when bills came in or unexpected expenses knocked at the door, she had to skip a day, a week, even longer. But she never gave up. There were rainy days when she came home drenched from head to toe, her fur wet, her sandals soaked, still holding a small box of leftovers from the shop to share with Thor. And every time she entered the house and saw him sitting at his desk, quietly reading or coloring under the glow of the study lamp, something inside her eased. His back was straighter now, his hands more precise, his eyes sharper, not just with intelligence, but with quiet determination. He was growing, not only in age, but in spirit, and so was her resolve. Then, one Saturday morning, she gently woke Thor and asked if he'd like to come with her to town. He jumped at the chance. He rarely got to visit the main street. She didn't say where they were going, only smiled when he asked. When they arrived at the motorbike showroom, Thor's mouth fell open. There it was, exactly like in his drawings. The red electric scooter, polished and perfect, displayed on a small platform under bright lights. He stepped closer, hesitant, then looked up at his mother as if asking for permission to hope. She gave a small nod, her heart pounding. His hand reached out and lightly touched the handlebar like it might vanish if he pressed too hard. But just then, a sales clerk walked over and said gently, "I'm sorry. This one has already been reserved." The words were quiet but clear. Final. Thor paused. His fingers slipped from the scooter. He gave a small nod and looked down. He didn't cry, he didn't pout. He simply turned and stood by her side. She looked at him, her son so small and yet so grown, and placed a hand on his shoulder. Her voice, calm and steady, broke the silence. "I was just asking, my dear." A simple phrase, but it held a world of love, of apology, of silent promises. That afternoon, the two of them walked home under the golden canopy of trees. Thor hummed a quiet melody under his breath, hands clasped behind his back. She didn't say a word. Her heart was heavy, not because of the missed opportunity, but because she had seen how gracefully he accepted disappointment. That strength, that quiet resilience, was something she knew no gift could teach. The next day, as she was cleaning up after the lunch rush, her boss approached her with an unreadable expression. He said simply, "Come by tomorrow afternoon. I have something for you." She nodded, unsure what to expect. When she arrived, still in her work clothes, tired from the day, he handed her a small craft box. Inside was a keyring. A bright red tag dangled from it, engraved with just one word, Thor. He smiled. "This is a gift for people who give their all without asking for anything back." She stood there, frozen. Tears welled up and slipped down her cheeks, not from exhaustion, but from gratitude. Someone had seen her, had seen everything she had done in silence, in sacrifice, in love. That red scooter wasn't just a machine. It was a testament to patience, to motherhood,
Come
to
by
the
the shop
invisible labor
tomorrow
of love
afternoon.
that shapes lives every day.
I have something I want to give you
For
in
Thor,
person.
the scooter wasn't just a dream fulfilled. It was proof that dreams matter,
You take
that
it.
hard work matters,
It's
that
a
even the
reward
quietest
for
hopes
someone
can
who
come
works
true.
with
And for his
all their
mother, the
heart.
greatest reward wasn't the scooter, nor the key in her hand. It was the smile on her son's face, full, radiant, real. The kind of smile that doesn't need explanation, only love.